Hey, yo, what is going on, you guys? Got a brand new deck guide for you guys today. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're actually going over 4 different Fantomex decks that kind of look a little bit similar, but they don't necessarily all play the same. As you can see, we have different cube rates with each one of them. We are playing this post-infinite, and this has been one of my probably craziest climbs I think I have had in a hot minute. Altogether, through this session, we are 27-13 plus 52 cubes. And you guys see, like, from the win rate here, like, it's been absolutely crazy. And as we talk about each one of these lists individually and everything too, of course, all of them have in common Fantomex. But the one I think I was the least, into probably was going to be the Victoria hand list. The Victoria hand list is very interesting because your only way to really generate cards is with Hood, Iron Patriot, and just misering those cards, which, of course, you can get some cool, Victoria hand value, and Iron Patriot gives you a really big unknown kind of factor that your opponent doesn't really know what's happening, potentially. And, getting extra demons is always nice. But, I don't know, the Victoria hand kind of fell a little short. Of course, we had a really crazy game where we did steal 8 cubes off negative because we got a Juggernaut off Iron Patriot, and it literally was a game-winning Juggernaut, which was really, really funny. But other than that, it just felt really weird into specific matchups. Of course, you do have the tech with Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is also really solid in the meta right now, into a variety of different matchups, and that's not in any of the other decks. But it just felt maybe a little clunky, which maybe is a little weird. But looking at the way the other lists kind of performed and everything too, Quick Status, huge shout out to Quick Status, actually used this deck in the Golden Gauntlet. And I think some of the sneakier cards in this list are going to be your Cable, Copycat, and honestly Lady Deathstrike. Copycat I think is really solid and underrated in the meta, allowing you to, of course, steal an ability from your opponent's bottom card on their deck. Of course, using Cable, you kind of counteract that in a sense. Potentially you shuffle or reset their shuffle, but stealing one of their combo cards is also really good for your Cable. You're snapping into stealing combo cards. You'll see I actually steal a Star-Lord from someone in this video, and I'm able to snap into that. I play the Star-Lord, instant retreat. So making sure you're, maximizing your kind of cube equity using your Cable if you, of course, do draw one of their combo cards. And Copycat. Copycat also gets some cool value, too. We actually got a Copycat Galactus that I think I'm going to probably include in here as well. And Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike, whether it is used to destroy your cards that, of course, have 3 power or less, or potentially hit maybe your opponent's card setting up a Maverick. Maverick maybe not hit by an Agony is within that range to be able to be Lady Deathstrike, which leaves their Shu Lao kind of just crying, right? Because, their Shu Lao can't hit the Maverick because everyone and their mother is setting up Shu Lao Maverick things, right? So Lady Deathstrike feels pretty good into that. Marrow also into a lot of these different lists, afflicting a lot of cards with negative power. Luke Cage is only really played in Cerebro right now. And I've not really been seeing a lot of Cerebro, and even into Cerebro matchups, you have something like a Lady Deathstrike. So that's something, that's pretty cool, I think, with, the quick status list. As we look over Derek's list, you're using Lin Lee. Lin Lee is really cool because, of course, you can destroy Lin Lee, get another Lin Lee with Morgan Le Fay, which, of course, can put another shard on the board. Or you have Moira. Moira is another way to get Lin Lee again. Or you get some of your discard cards again, some of your, destroy cards again. You have some really solid options here to, kind of recycle what you are doing in this list to be able to get different play lines and different play patterns. Because your opponent doesn't necessarily know what your first 3 cards are. Of course, they can click on them after, they get, revived back to your hand with Moira. But I think that's something I really liked about this list, and something I was really kind of planning on wanting to play at the time of playing these games. Is I wanted to do some Moira, maybe Victoria hand things. But I think that kind of, after playing the Victoria hand deck, does feel a bit clunky. So I think I like just the Moira value instead when it comes to the way this list is organized. You also have Morgan Le Fay to revive your cards and play them out again. I think that's something really important. Of course, every single one of these lists is running Gambit. And the only lists, there are 2 lists that aren't running Killmonger. So Killmonger and Gambit, the utility I like in the first 2 lists, of course, is that you can Killmonger to destroy your enemy's 1-cost cards and then Gambit them. So there's less cards on the board, so higher likelihood for your Gambit to hit a more important card for your opponent and give you some of that extra value. So that's something I like about having the Killmonger and Gambit together, cohesively working as a pair. But I do like Angel in Derek's list as well, because when you destroy a card, Angel either comes out of your deck, so it gives you some deck thinning, or it comes out of your hand, so it gives you a little bit of your hand thinning, since you are kind of trying to revive or get duplications of cards, whether it's from Moira or with something like a Morgan Le Fay, which is something that's very cool here. Of course, looking at the top list, which is the Roram deck, we were actually playing, probably see the last couple games here in this video. We are using Zombie Cat to Marvel. We're using Bucky, and we're getting some really cool value with this Zombie Cat to Marvel. A lot of the ways I'm playing Zombie Cat to Marvel is I'm actually activating after Fantomex goes off, depending on the way my Zombie Cat to Marvel is set up, just so I'm not overdoing it. And like Zombie Cat to Marvel moves to a lane that I would be winning anyways with a Fantomex, I want it to kind of look at it afterwards before it moves over to really see if it would win that lane for me or stay in where it's at in its current lane. So that's kind of like the way I'm using Zombie Cat to Marvel there. Of course, you have Luna Snow in this too to be able to ramp out cards, give you some extra value. So maybe your turn, 6 play is you're playing a Fantomex and a Wild Child, or you're playing a Fantomex and a Maro, or you're setting up a Maro and a Zombie Captain Marvel. So like you have instances to play a lot of stuff out. Of course, you Shadow King before you Fantomex, or you Shadow King before you Maro, because you of course don't want to reset the cards you already hit with negative power and set them back to their base. That's kind of counterintuitive. So that's kind of like the general idea in this list. And then I also do like Nico in the bottom 2 lists as well, for being able to use the spells to add power to cards, to maybe help out some of your cards that are about to destroy things, or turning cards into demons that don't have high enough power, so you can kind of solidify some of those lanes better, destroying cards to draw 2, so you hit that destroy condition, and you're also drawing cards in order to get closer to that Phantom X. Something that I really enjoy there. But all in all, Phantom X is feeling pretty solid, I would say, in the meta right now. I mean, as you can see from the stats here, I mean, we're playing Hot Location Day, but the Hot Location doesn't give too much value to Fantomex. It allows you to get cards out more, yes, which allows all decks to get like cards out more. But it's not like specifically you're automatically destroying a card, or you're automatically discarding a card for Fantomex. So you still have to like play around it and stuff there. But we had an absolutely amazing climb with this, and I think the meta, honestly, even post Golden Gauntlet, is in a pretty solid spot. This feels pretty good into a lot of those different Golden Gauntlet decks as well, since we have activates in order to get through some of the Cosmos, because there's a lot of Cosmo in the meta right now too. And we have global cards that aren't just like you're mitigated and have to do things in one lane necessarily. Having that Killmonger and having that Gambit kind of to give you some of those options is something that I really enjoy. But yeah, that's gonna be the gist of kind of like the deck overview and why we have certain cards like in this list. Bucky, you kind of know Bucky works well with Carnage, giving you extra power there. Zombie Captain Marvel, you're playing onto that lane. Wild Child gets plus 4 power whenever you've discarded or and destroyed a card for each of those instances. So it can be essentially a 2/9. 2/9, pretty good. Juggernaut, we're looking at you. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, that's going to be the overall gist of the decks we have on screen for you guys. We're going to jump right into some gameplay, and we're going to go from the quick status to the Derek to the Vicky to the Roram. That's kind of like the order of it, but I'm going to have like probably 2 to 3-ish games maybe of each of those decks where I talk through some of the play lines and everything too. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. I really appreciate it, especially with the Golden Gauntlet once again. It was awesome to see all you guys getting super hyped for the Fin Fang film clip, which I think I said in my last video I did actually play improperly, but we hit the right stuff for the clip, and we had a really good clip, and we won the game. So that's what matters too. But yeah, I will see you guys at the end of the video. We save the Lady Death Strikes, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Arishem. Oh gosh. Okay, that's fine. Shadow King. We lost our blade. Not honestly too mad about that. Cool. Valentina. Give me something cool, Cable, please. Well, that was not something cool. It was okay, but it wasn't something cool. Yeah, I think we might be in a rough spot. Adam. Thanos and Sabanor. Ooh, that sounds fun. I don't have Killmonger in this, do I? I do not. At least this gets us to 6 power, so if they do Galactus me. Oh, just a Tempo Enchantress. Has Aurora in it? Yeah, Aurora is solid. This is technically more... Well, could do this. I don't know. They snap me. I kind of want to play this out. Oh, they snap into the Goliath. Huh. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's kind of cool. This is kind of cool play. Kind of a cool play. All right, where's the card moving? Sweet. Into, wait, are they, there's no way that's Zola, right? Oh. That works. That will work. Nice little man spider deck. All right, so we got Lady Deathstrike, Cable, Fantomex. We do have Morrow. Ooh, a Red Hulk. I don't like that. Okay, give me something cool. Give me something cool. Give me something cool. Give me something cool. Ooh. Nico ×2 is pretty cool. What do we got? Sunspot! Huh. Alright. Can I get Star-Lord here? I do get Star-Lord. That's pretty cool. Yeah, ask and you shall receive. We do get a Star-Lord. We do get a nice Star-Lord. Red Hulk. I'm... What am I doing here? I think I'm gonna go... Go Star-Lord, right? They probably wave. Probably a wave. Power. You put Cosmic Ghost Rider on your decks? I think that's actually just valid. I think that is actually just valid. Cosmic Ghost Rider is just insanely good. Like, there's so much value for Cosmic Ghost Rider now. Oh, this is cool. This could be pretty cool. Yo, Shaky Incision. Shaky Incision. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the kingdom. Can I get Man Spider? Ooh, Fastball's pretty cool. Fastball's pretty cool. Get Galactus. Hmm. Well, we might. Give me a second. There definitely is a world where we might G-Man here. But I need to wait a second. How you doing though, Doug? Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay. So... Do I snap now? I think I snap now. Yeah, there we go. There we go. What did they play? They played Star-Lord there. Yeah, kneel before copycat. We're gonna do this. And could do that, sure. I killed Star-Lord. I killed the Star-Lord. So I wanted just a little bit more there. I think is ultimately what I really wanted. But you know, how we doing, racing? Welcome in, my friend. Do I want Uncle Ben here? Probably not. You like you like not knowing Doug? No way. No way. Also, how you doing, Doug? Welcome in. Can we get a shout out for the goat himself? Senor Doug Pyerson. Zombie Fanta. Okay, give me something cool. Give me something cool! That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to use that, though. I am gonna have to use that. Alright, we can do this into some stuff here. So I'll probably go with Venom into things. They superior. Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, they know they'd get roasted. Like, that's totally true, too. I gotta think about this. I think Wolverine might have been the last one I drew. They snap me with 5 energy. They don't have Zombie Giant Man, though. It is Wolverine. Wow. How did I know? How did I know? The kitty, deafening chord. Into hunger. Okay. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Do I play out the Zombie Giant Man? Or do I play out Wild Child Phantom X? The Abs Man? Graham. What? I guess it only gave me 1 card. That's fine. Copycat hits Zola. I can't snap back, unfortunately. But this should win. This wins in most situations here. I am hoping it does. Yeah, it is a Toothless Venom, so they actually don't destroy it either. So there's Zombie Giant Man, and then there's Gambit. Goodness gracious. They got cooked. They got cooked. Ooh. The game. Ooh, this is cool. This is actually really cool. Into this. And then I get Venom and Wild Child back. Master Mold. Well, that's not very nice. Well, that's not very nice. Yo, how we doing, Callie? Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. I'll get Lindley and Wild Child back. Lindley and Wild Child. There's Angel coming out too. Nice. That'll help us a little bit. They cable. Let's do this. I can do that. Because this still is fairly winnable for us, I think. Fairly winnable. We got the flex for Callie. Mercury. Is that Mercury? Okay, so Lindley is about to get cooked. Lindley is probably about to get cooked. Unfortunate for Mr. Lindley. Very, very unfortunate. Oh. Or not. Electra. Carnage. And Cosmo. Oh, yeah, it is that version. Okay. They do have 10 energy. They can go Cannonball, and they can go Ronin. I did afterwards. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Cool. We should be in a pretty decent spot here. Cannonball, of course, hurts, but there's a world if I hit Well, actually, if I hit Mercury anyways. If I hit Mercury anyways, we do get cooked here. The Mercury middle. We are full here. Oh, we hit Merc. We have the Master Mold. We have this. They Shadow King, Ronin, Max. Cool. That'll work. Fantomex X. Oh my gosh, this is crazy too. This is really, really crazy. Yeah, and I think that's fair two sleeves. Yeah, chasing where and like she's honestly not super niche. Yeah, that January was really, really cool. Yeah, like the thing with Fantomex, I'm kind of getting not necessarily like I'm getting the entire whatchamacallit. I'm not getting like Phoenix Force vibes, but like there's some cool things with this deck that gives you just like interesting lines so you're not just playing something completely one-dimensional, which I like. Ooh. Wait, that's actually crazy for us. I'm gonna get Cosmo middle, aren't I? It's gonna be Cosmo middle. Yeah, it definitely does make it replayable. I mean, if I get Cosmo middle, I just leave this game. Simple enough. I literally got Cosmo'd on the Venom lane. I don't have any other way really to get to Miro. Or not Miro, or to Moira. This does clog my hand. Oh, no, actually, no. Angel comes down. It doesn't necessarily clog my hand. Lin Lee! Well, damn. Well, they don't have a way to get Lin Lee over there. Does Angel proc first, or does Moira proc first? Moira procs first. Okay. Okay. Let's do that. They snap me. Am I about to get hit with a Negasonic? Wait, if I do get hit with a Negasonic, I actually don't care. Oh, Suki. Oh. Okay. That's fine. That is fine. Or do I ever... No, I think it's still this. So Nico, even if they don't Negasonic here, I do draw 2 cards, but I'm applying more Affliction. Is kind of my thought process there. Okay. Huh. Well, can this hit Negasonic, actually? Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. They Shadow King middle into Max and Electra. So this really just boils down to where this power goes. Oh, no, either way, we got a cast roll. Cool. That'll work. Can't believe... yes, I think so. I think so. What do we got? Nico. Nico destroy draw 2, though. Okay. Get a squirrel. I'm gonna go Wild Child. Probably Wild Child into Storm, I think. I go Storm middle. This seems pretty good. This seems pretty good. We don't have Nico change location. I just don't know what they're playing over here. Also, Geeky, if you didn't hear me earlier, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hopefully you had a fantastic stream, my friend. A fantastic stream. What do we got? What do we has? Merlin. Iceman. I don't like that for us. Don't like that for us here. Now, it's a 1 out of 3 for them to hit onto flooding here, by the way. A 1 out of 3. Let me see. Iska Scream deck. We called it Ice Cream. Ice Cream. Ice cream for ice cream? Agony, werewolf. Into Electra. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, that's a cool card. That's a really cool card. That's an amazing card, actually. I'm about to discard something. We're about to do a thing. About to. They do have a lot of energy. I think they leave if I snap. I think they leave. Maverick, Polymorph, to Super Scroll, into Kitty, Omniversal. Okay. Ooh, actually, I don't like this. I don't like this actually at all. We should be good here in general, I do think. Cosmic Ghost Rider. We get back Cosmic Ghost Rider. Wow. Into Vic, and then the Fantomex goes off. This deck is very fun. I honestly was wanting, if I got Misery discarded, too, would have been really cool, because it would have been like 50-50. But we actually, you know, I wanted to get Hood back instead of Cosmic Ghost Rider. If we got Hood back, that would have been sick. Which also, by the way, if they didn't turn off a Wild Child, this could have been a Wild Child. Pegasus, you say? We get Iron Patriot into this, but I'll still play this up to 10 games though. Yeah, you have to, like, you literally like have to hit the demon. What are we? Is this about to be Galactus middle? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, you literally cannot make this up, bro. You cannot make this up. Why are we staying? Trust, Gravy. Trust. Just trust. Can I snap this? That is true. It does run Shang-Chi. It doesn't run Cosmo, though. It doesn't run Cosmo, though. Wait, hold on. Actually, if we go back here, we also beat Shang-Chi Jane. Like, if we just played most anything else, right? Like, if we had played... If I literally had played Blade and just Hood. But what, 25? 16? 21? Yeah, we actually just win with Blade Hood. With the Vic. But we had Jug. You don't like the way... excuse me. You don't like the way Daredevil looks? Yo, Airshim. A lot of Airshim, bro. Big baller Shem. Big baller Shem tonight. All right. What all can we get going? What all can we get going? Uatu. Are they hard running Uatu? Not based. Not based. Well, they are not playing Monty. They're playing just regular Airshim. Cable. Good old Cable. Yeah, I'm very curious too. What are we doing? Really? Hey, but you're still in a sense like still learning deck still, like Mace. Like that's what's like really cool. Like in general, really cool. Like with like what you got going on now, you know. Like, you're still learning decks and, like, earlier to, like, the game and stuff, which is cool. Zeke. That makes sense, right, sir? Maybe people are just doing that for... That actually would make a lot of sense. I'm playing Starhawk, though. Yeah, you're still in your honeymoon phase. True. You want a Spider-Man lockdown card? Also, my... I think it's this. Negasonic. Interesting. Yeah, I do not want another lockdown. Spider-Man. Please, no. Please, no. What am I facing? Hazmat. Actually, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm actually going to activate Zombie Captain Marvel after Fantomex goes off. Just in case Zombie Captain Marvel staying left is good for me. No, we have to discard a card. If we don't discard a card, we lose. Like, if we don't discard a card, we can't get Fantomex go off. Yeah. So we're waiting for that to happen. This is Airshim. That is Dashem. Good old Airshim. Yeah, we had to discard Carnage. I would have played Carnage middle if we hadn't, like, if we had already discarded card, 100%. I think Hell is brain dead. There are worse cards in the game. I would say there are worse cards in the game. That sucks. Yeah, there's definitely some thinking versions. That's unfortunate. Iceman. We draw another hood. Yeah, send me the easy discard list. Oh, what in... Did someone make a video on Weapon X today? This is an insanely good start for us, too, by the way. Like, insanely good start. How much energy am I going to have? I have 7 energy. Why would I do that? Why would I SK then Carnage? They always play Death right. But I do have to discard a card here. Yeah, they definitely do. It is always Dormammu mid. If they have another death, I lose. If they don't have another death, we're okay. They Carnage into summoning. Is that death right or not death right? If it's death right, I'm cooked. Oh. This list is Roram's list, yes. I'm so sorry, gamer. I am so sorry, gamer. Unless Roram got this from Oracle. It's one or the other. Roram sent me this list, and Roram's been playing this list. Yeah. No death was the... I mean, even if that was death instead of Venom. Wow. Only crazy. Bro, we get Airsham. The Kang version. Kang Airsham. Ooh. We got the cool stuff going on. The Fantomex troll, if we drawn that earlier, would have been better. Yeah, what's going on, Pastor Puppets? How you doing, brother? Welcome in. Welcome in, my friend. It is good to see you. Good to see you. I think I know what we're doing here. Collector. I drew a Fantomex right there, and I was gonna Fantomex. It's gonna be kind of rough. I won't lie. It was gonna be kind of rough. You can set it here in chat. I don't guarantee I'll play it, but definitely feel free to send it here in chat. We got Coulson. Bro, is everyone getting Collector for their decks here? I feel like everyone is. Agony, Websling, Aranya. Oh, this is cool. This Shadow King's gonna be really cool. Don't play it because you're still testing. This is very interesting for me. Very, very interesting. If I hit with an armor, that'd be unfortunate. Rogue, really? Really? Eliath would hurt here. I could do this. I think it's that. A Carnage Shuri. Like a Killmonger, if they go Typhoid. They might retreat here. They might just retreat. This is pretty good, though. A nice little casserole. A nice little casserole. Stack feels pretty good. Stack feels pretty good. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Once again, these are the stats we did with these cards and these decks and everything too. Let me know down below which one of these decks you guys have the most success with, or which are the ones you enjoy, because I'm sure some of you guys have at least tried some of these decks before. These, of course, is my first time trying a couple of these myself personally. And like I said earlier, definitely feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell if you want to be alerted when we do post videos. I'm trying to get into a better habit of doing my videos almost daily. Just will depend, you know, the wife's pregnant, so, you know, anything can kind of happen kind of thing, or, you know, I'm on call for a bunch of certain things. But that is the gist of the deck guide for you guys. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been real. God bless, and Tucker out.